Welcome back. The other big story that we are tracking in this hour, adopting a tough stand over recent reports of lower courts passing an order for mediation between a rape accused and the survivor. The Supreme Court termed such decisions as a compromise on the dignity of a woman. Wrapping lower courts, the apex court said any attempt of mediation between a rape survivor and the perpetrator is thoroughly illegal, holding that courts cannot take a soft approach on the issue. The bench described as a spectacular error and lack of sensitivity on the part of a lower court, which had allowed a rapist to go scot-free by accepting an agreement on wedlock. Now, the order came while accepting the Madhya Pradesh government's plea challenging a lower court's acquittal of a man accused of rape. Just last week, the Madras High Court had given bail to a man convicted of raping a minor girl to settle the case through mediation. All right, the other big story at this hour, and we're just getting news in. Just last week, we reported on how a dog's photo was pasted on a West Bengal student's admit card for a common entrance test on Sunday. Now, there seems to be no end to the amount of harassment being mounted on the student, Soumyadeep Mahatto, for raising his voice against the error. Instead of taking heed of the situation, the administration deemed it fit to lodge an FIR against the student himself. Mahatto was detained for a long time on Tuesday and was taken to the police station in their jeep, and from the police station he was taken to the Midnapur police headquarters, and he was there all day long. Although he may not have been put behind bars, yet his condition is no less than that of one in custody. The police expanded their investigation to the cyber cafe used for downloading the form. However, there was no trace of misdoing that was detected. Mahatto was allowed to go home despite no misdemeanor being proved on part of Mahatto. The Department of Technical Education and Training found it fit to slam an FIR against him. Ujjwal Biswas, the minister in charge, refused to acknowledge the fact that there might have been a short falling on part of his department while issuing the admit card. Manogya Lohiwal now joins me on that story. Manogya, this is clearly harassment as far as the student in this controversy is concerned.
Well, thankfully the examination was cancelled, and that's the reason why the student was not able to appear for the examination. But what is more important is that the state government has still not accepted their mistake and have gone a step further. And this time again, the admit card, the picture of a dog on the admit card has left not only the student but the entire state in a state of shock, given the fact that it's not just about the mistake on the part of the vocational training department, but also the upper hand that the government wants to continue despite committing such mistakes. The student was harassed and he was taken to the police station. From the police station, he was taken to various places for being checked on whether it was a mistake on his part or not. And then finally, when the government realized that it was not a mistake, or rather a carelessness on the part of the government, they finally took action. However, an FIR filed on the instruction of the government and the state minister, itself speaks volumes on what kind of attitude the government will be extending to those who are living in remote villages or who have been a victim of such kind of harassment.
Clear harassment as far as the student is concerned. Not only that, FIR also lodged against Mahatto in this case. Manogia will keep coming back to you for more. All right, we have some big breaking news coming in. India today has accessed Lalit Modi's job offer. And this letter to External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj's husband Swaraj Kaushal. Lalit Modi wrote a letter to appoint Swaraj Kaushal as the alternate director of one of his companies. However, he later withdrew the letter himself and it never reached the board of directors. The question arises, was there any quid pro quo in this matter? Well, another twist to the Lalit Modi saga. This time it also includes Sushma Swaraj, External Affairs Minister's husband. In this case, it is Swaraj Kaushal that we're talking about. What we're now being told is that Lalit Modi wrote a letter to appoint Sushma Swaraj's husband, Swaraj Kaushal, as the alternate director of one of his companies. However, he later withdrew the letter himself and it never reached the board of directors. The question arises really whether this is a case of conflict of interest or a case of quid pro quo. Massive twist in the Lalit Modi saga now emerging. Questions being asked of Sushma Swaraj once again, this time embroiling her husband also in this latest controversy. Lalit Modi allegedly wrote a letter of appointment to Sushma Swaraj's husband Swaraj Kaushal to add him as an alternate director to one of his companies. Sanket Upadhyay now joins me on the phone line. Sanket, this is yet another twist to the ongoing controversy, and this time it also includes Sushma Swaraj's husband.
Well, Vedika, one thing that we here at India Today are very openly clarifying is the fact that yes, this is a job offer letter that has in fact been made. A proposal has been made, to actually have Sushma Swaraj's husband, Swaraj Kaushal, at the head or at top of that particular organization. But one thing is very clear, that this proposal was not accepted by Swaraj Kaushal. So that distinction, Vedika, has to be made very clearly. So, the whole talk about conflict of interest in this particular case does not go through. But yes, at best what this letter actually goes ahead and proves is the close ties that existed between the Swaraj family as well as Lalit Modi, something that we have in fact been reporting through the course of the past 1 month.
Right, Sanket, do stay with me. We also have Maushami joining me on the phone line. Maushami, any reaction coming in from the Congress yet?